So welcome to the Using Essential Oil Safely Weekly Blab. I am Leah Harris, certified aromatherapist and founder of usingeosafely.com and the Using Essential Oil Safely Facebook group. And Daphne is having computer trouble, unfortunately, but she's trying to get on. She's one of the admins of our Facebook group. Christy is here, as you can see. She's on audio only. I'm not sure if that's working or not, but she's here and she's present. She can help with links and whatnot. She's also an admin of our Facebook group. So thank you so much for joining us on our weekly essential oil mini course on using essential oils safely. So I'm really glad that we finally are starting this course. Yay! So this is kind of a mini crash course for anybody interested in learning more about essential oils. And each week we are taking a look at one particular essential oil or blend. Now, this week in particular, I do want to mention we do have a giveaway for Robert Tisserand's Essential Oil Safely book, Essential Oil Safety book, and that will be a blab that will be starting at 8 o'clock. So we're going to have to wrap this one up by 7:59 so we can all jump over to that other one at 8 o'clock and join over there. So today we will be learning all about clove, and we will be reviewing the therapeutic properties, benefits, and show you ways to use this oil with your family safely. And we will be opening up for some Q&A at the end. Most weeks we will not have such a short time constraint. I think a half an hour is great for most people, but I would like to keep it open, generally speaking, for any questions that you guys might have. So if you want clarification on anything I've said, you're welcome to go ahead and ask me. But if I'm kind of focused on what I'm speaking about, please re-ask me if I don't see your question and re-ask me at the end, and then I can address those questions then. So I am recording. This will be available on YouTube when I upload it afterwards. So hello, Victoria. Okay, Christy, let me take you off so you can rejoin. Okay. So let's get started with this quote from Christina, a member of our Using Essential Oil Safely group, and Daphne right on time. Hooray! Okay, so Daphne's here. Hopefully she can connect. Usually it takes a second. So Christina in our group today, she was saying how excited that she was. Hey, Christy! She was saying how excited that she was to learn about clove because it's an oil that she's kind of afraid to use because it's hot. Now that is exactly why I chose to kick off these classes with clove essential oil, because it's a very useful oil, but it does have some safety considerations, and it's really good to be aware of those before you use it. Hey, Daphne, can you hear me?
Hi.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
I can hear you.
It's going to be very interesting. I'm just going to have to guess at what you're saying and just nod and go, yes, I agree. Brilliant, yay! Because I'm sure it's great, but for some reason I'm having some audio issues. So fortunately, everybody can hear me, so that's great, but I cannot hear you. So sorry about that. And it looks like Christy's having some issues. So we're going to go ahead and jump right in to, I was going to begin speaking about the benefits. But before we get into the benefits, okay, I'm glad you guys can hear Daphne. At least somebody can hear Daphne, and I'll be looking for this YouTube recording afterwards, and I'll be able to see what you said too. So before we get into the benefits, I want to explain that an essential oil is not just one ingredient, okay? We call this clove essential oil. However, it's actually made up of dozens and sometimes hundreds of constituents, which make up the essential oil itself. Just like a cake is not just a cake, it's made up of eggs and flour and butter, etc. So scientists and researchers have studied many of these constituents and have been able to determine how they affect the body, which is awesome for us. So some of these constituents are beneficial, and that is where therapeutic properties come in. And some can actually cause adverse reactions such as skin irritation, phototoxic reactions when exposed to the sun, etc. So the sum of these constituents is actually what makes up the essential oil itself. And how to use it, and if there's any caution involved, that's all tied to those constituents. Yes, I can add you again. Christy's asking me to add. So there you go, it's open. Okay, somebody's saying that they can hear Daphne, but I'm locked up. Daphne, are you able to see me? Is everybody else able to see me? Or am I locked up for everybody too?
I can see you and hear you just fine.
Hopefully I'm not locked up for everybody. Okay, you can see me. So, we were talking, excellent. So you can see and hear both of us. Great, great. I can see you, Christy. I cannot hear you, but that's an issue on my end. So hopefully everybody else can hear Christy too. So getting back to the therapeutic properties, you guys can find this information on my website. I do have the post up. It's usingeosafely.com/cloveo. And you can find all the stuff that I'm talking about right now. I have them in chart form. So I do have a Clove therapeutic properties. Actually, I have it right here on my touchpad. I can show you as well if this will actually work because it's shut off already. So I do have is Clove therapeutic properties. It's all in an image for you guys, and I'm not going to read all of them, but you can see that on the webpage. But some of the therapeutic properties of clove is analgesic, it's anti-infectious, it's antiseptic, it's disinfectant, it's unnerving, and it's warming. There's plenty of therapeutic properties. So when we look at those therapeutic properties, which come from those individual constituents, as we went over, then we can assume that they will have certain benefits, such as if it has analgesic properties, it's going to be great for pain. If it's unnerving, then it's also going to be great for pain, such as for teeth. I'm sure most of you are familiar with using clove oil with teeth for toothaches. So there's other benefits of clove. Clove is really a multitasker. There's a wide range of body systems that clove essential oil affects. And some of the benefits, again, which on my page, usingeosafely.com/cloveo, you can find all of these listed there as well. Some of them are, it's helpful for poor circulation, for bloating, for colds and germs, anxiety, sprains and strains, headaches, bronchitis, topical skin imbalance such as athlete's foot, fungal issues. So there's a wide range of benefits for clove essential oil. However, it's useful before you start slathering it all over yourself and going, oh great, this is so great for all these things, I'm just going to start pouring it on. There actually are some safety considerations that you need to consider. That's why they're called considerations. So for some people, these considerations are going to be something that you definitely want to take note. And when you read these considerations for yourself, you might need to dismiss them. So these are the considerations. You have to use with caution if you are taking medications or have a bleeding disorder, such as if you're taking aspirin, if you're on any anticoagulant medications, if you're prone to bloody noses, if you have a bleeding disorder, anything like that, then you really want to think hard and decide, is clove essential oil really the essential oil that I want to use for this specific issue? Because as we know, essential oils have a wide range of benefits, and a lot of them overlap. Clove is not the only one you can use if you have pain, like muscular pain. There's plenty of other essential oils that you can use if you do have an issue, if you are on blood thinners already. There is a topical max for clove essential oil, and it's 0.5%, which is 0.5%. So to calculate that when you are making your dilutions, you obviously can't drop a half a drop out of your bottle. So what you're going to do, the rule of thumb generally is 1 drop in 1 teaspoon of carrier makes a 1% dilution. So because you can't do a half a drop in a teaspoon of carrier, what you want to do is double the carrier. So you want to add 1 drop to 2 teaspoons of carrier. And that can be an oil, that can be a lotion, it can even be aloe vera, just something that you need, something that's used as a carrier. So thank you, Daphne, for those links. Those are awesome. So that's 0.5%. If you have a roller bottle and it's a 10 ml, you can add 1 drop to that roller bottle. Now, I'm sure some of you are thinking, okay, 0.5%, is that going to be very effective for any issues that I need to address? So what you can do is you can add, hey Nina, yay, you made it! You can add other essential oils to help complement the clove. If you are using this for muscular pain, add helichrysum, add something else to get that percentage up to 2 or 3% or whatever that you need. So there is on that page, and we will give you links, we'll remind you where to find this. There is a chart on safety that I just went over, and it is safe for pregnant and breastfeeding moms. You guys can inhale, apply topically, totally safe. Children, you can diffuse, they can inhale. It's not recommended that you use topically on children under the age of 2, and that's due to it being an irritant, potentially. Yes, you are on. Hi, Charlotte. It is not safe for dogs, and of course, like all other essential oils, it is not safe for cats. So that's a quick rundown of the therapeutic properties, the benefits, and the safety information. So does anybody have any questions on any of that we just went over? Yes, it is okay to diffuse for kids under the age of 2. The issue is topically, it can be really irritating because it is a strong oil. So which carriers, Carly's asking which carriers can be used if you want to use clove for tooth pain. Actually, I know I just said all of what I just said, but for tooth pain, what I personally recommend is to have a drop of clove. You put it on a Q-tip and you rub it on your tooth, just the tooth part where you have pain, and that is okay. You're not even getting a full drop, and hopefully you're not touching your skin. But honestly, I had tooth pain a couple of years ago. It was pretty bad. And actually, at the time, I didn't have Clove Essential Oil. I just took clove, like an actual, I have a jar of these. I had clove buds, like actual herb clove buds, and I actually just bit down on one. And I wouldn't do that right now. I think that would be really bothersome to me. But when you have tooth pain, you're really not going to notice the irritation of the clove. And it's always about risk versus benefit. So if you do get a little bit on your gum, you know, you're going to be okay. You know, you really want to deal with that pain and infection, and that is the important thing. You can do oil pulling with clove oil. Yes, absolutely, because you want to shoot for 0.5%. So if you use 2 teaspoons with 1 drop of clove, absolutely, it's great for oral health. Yes, you can. Absolutely. Daphne's just all ready to go with all those links. Awesome.
I'm trying.
We seem to cover so many topics. It's always great to have those links coming out.
Yeah.
So anybody else with any question on the therapeutic properties, benefits, safety? I kind of started rushing through this a little bit because I was worried we started a few minutes late and I didn't want to miss the Robert Tisserand book giveaway. So I'm like, trying to get it all in there. So hopefully next week you're going to be a little more relaxed. And I know is there clove hydrosol? Can I use it with a child under 2? If so, I honestly have not seen a clove hydrosol, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. If you're worried about teething, chamomile hydrosol is a really great hydrosol for teething, and you can put that right on their gums. You do not have to dilute. There's a question, what would be the benefit of putting clove in an inhaler? Well, let me just scroll up. I have some notes here, and let's check out what the benefits are. Okay, so germs. This is, you know, I like to use clove in germ blends. It's really, I love the smell of clove personally. So if you use clove in conjunction with other essential oils that are great for germs, you can use it in an inhaler. So I have an anti-germ blend that I use, and I don't do this every time because I really honestly don't remember. But if there is cold and flu season around, or if you know you're going to be around other people that are sick, you can inhale some anti-germ, like that would have clove in it. You can inhale some of that, and that is actually, it circulates kind of in your lungs and in your body. It kind of really helps you prepare to fight those germs that you're going to have. Yes, headache, congestion, right, all of those benefits. Think of anything that's not like a topical issue. And, you know, even for blood clots. Now, for blood clots specifically, I would probably apply topically, to be honest. But if you're prone to them, it might be something that you might want to consider is diffusing once in a while. But typically I would use clove for diffusing or inhaling more for germs and viruses. Obviously not for achy muscles or joint pain or athlete's foot, but yeah, congestion, pneumonia, even digestive issues, you can inhale. So yeah, you do not have to apply it topically for everything, but obviously there are some things that you do need to. Okay, the link for the Tisserand giveaway, I do know it's around here somewhere. Daphne's probably going to beat me to it. Okay, the Tisserand giveaway, yes. So here it is. So that will be in 10 minutes. So we're all going to hop on over to there in 10 minutes. So is oil pulling with Clove okay on a semi-regular basis, or should it only be done with tooth pain? You can do it right because it's great for germs. It's great for oral health in general. You do not need to wait until you have tooth pain. Now, for the tooth pain, that's when I suggest adding the drop of clove to the Q-tip and rubbing it directly on your tooth. But if you're going to be doing oil pulling, you know, you're talking about fighting germs and stuff, absolutely, you can do that on a semi-regular basis. You just want to be sure that for every drop of clove you're using, you are using 2 teaspoons of carrier. So is clove okay to cook with, or is that safe? We really do not recommend, generally speaking, that you cook with essential oils at all. As you know, it's not, let me just double check here. There is maxillodural. You know, the thing with ingestion is, okay, there is no specific, there are some essential oils that you really do not want to ingest. Clove essential oil is not one of those essential oils that are really dangerous if you ingest. However, if you're cooking with clove essential oil, you really want to be mindful of what you are cooking. Like, how much are you adding? You know, do not use it like an extract and use a whole teaspoon. I mean, that is not something that you are going to enjoy either going in or coming out. You do not want to do that at all. But if you do want to use 1 drop of clove, I'm trying to think of something you would add. Maybe if you're making granola or something and you're adding it with honey and you're making granola and you're adding a drop in an entire batch, sure, I guess, if you want to do that, especially if you have a toothache or if you're suffering from anything else that clove can benefit, suppose you could do that. If you want to add a drop of clove, I can't hear you, Daphne. I'm so sorry. Maybe you guys can talk amongst yourselves. I don't know what to do. This is so annoying. But if you want to add it to, okay, if you have congestion, and I'm just saying I'm not recommending this, okay? I'm really not recommending this. Yeah, spiced drink. I was just thinking if you have like a sore throat or something, if you added it to some honey and added some honey to your tea, that could be something. In that case, what I would do, I would probably make a small jar and do a really low dilution of clove essential oil in that jar of honey, and then just take some of that honey out so you're not even having an entire drop. That would be okay. That is not dangerous. Again, there's clove buds that are herbs that you can also throw in and use, and it's, you know, a little bit safer. So that's a really good question. It's a really good question. So any other questions? We do have a few minutes. Yeah, sore throat spray we share in there. Yeah. Again, there's usually other essential oils that can give you that benefit without the risk that clove has. But if that's all you have and you're suffering, then it can be used. Yes. So any other questions about clove essential oil? I wish I could hear you guys. Daphne, can you hear Christy? Does Christy have sound? Tea tree would be safer in the throat spray. Absolutely. I love tea tree in the throat spray. Yep, absolutely. There's usually going to be essential oils that are going to be more beneficial for some of the things. You know, there's just a lot of great things that clove can help with. It is one of those warmios, yes. And I mean, it's called like a hot oil. It's because it can be an irritant if you use it topically. If you use too much, if you do go over that max 0.5%, you can have redness on your skin, you can have irritation, you can invite sensitization. So it's really a great idea to keep that 0.5% in mind when you use it. Now, the shelf life of clove essential oil is generally, you're welcome, it's generally around 4 years. Shelf life is a whole other subject. It can be determined by so many different things. You know, if you keep it refrigerated, it does extend the shelf life. Hey, Jessica, your first day in Blab. Welcome. So you can extend the shelf life of your essential oils by refrigerating them. It's something you can do. But 4 years, I mean, I think a lot of us might go through an entire bottle in 4 years anyways. I mean, it depends. I mean, and if it does last, if 4 years have come and you still have some left, you can still use it in cleaning. It's actually really, really, really great for cleaning. And it smells good, at least in my opinion. I love the aroma of clove. It just smells so yummy. So for those of you who have your clove essential oil, I just want to spend 1.5 minutes bragging about these awesome labels that I made for Serene Living. Yay! Okay, I said it one time, I'm not going to say it again. But on these wonderful labels that I made, I am able to see right here if it's acceptable for inhaling, diffusing, or using topically, and for who. So that's super exciting. So I'm really happy about that. And all of the safety indications that I listed for you are on the other side of the bottle here. Right there. Yay! Clapping, clapping. So I think that's about all I have to share specifically, but I would love any questions if you guys have. We still have a couple of more minutes before you want to hop on over. Yes, I love that too. I'm so excited. I know. Yay. I just love this. It smells so good. I just love clove. Just, oh, awesome. Awesome, awesome. Will they have inhalers? They will have inhalers, yes. I'm not sure if that's something that's going to be available when the site launches. I know the team is working very hard trying to get that website together, hopefully tomorrow. And I do know they intend to have some accessories, and inhalers is definitely one. I'm not sure if that's going to be available tomorrow or if that's going to be available next week. But, you know, it really doesn't matter because they're going to have free shipping. So, you know what? If whatever's available tomorrow you want to buy, and then whatever's available the next day and stagger it out, you know, sucks to be them with all the shipping costs, but hey, works well for everybody else. Yeah. Okay. So less than 2 minutes, and the other, actually, it's telling me 59 seconds. So if anybody has any really quick questions, I can answer those. SL is Serene Living. They are the only 5-star company. And they will be launching tomorrow. I did do a YouTube about them. Is there a stricter limit for diffusing clove? No. As far as you can add just as many drops as you would any other essential oil, if that's what you mean. You do want to be mindful of using it with caution if you're on blood thinners and all that other safety stuff. But you certainly don't have to worry about it being an irritant on your skin if you're diffusing it. So that went really fast. Okay, guys, hop on over to the other Blab, and hopefully we can transition easily without any issues. So I'm going to pause the recording, and we'll hop on over there. So thank you, guys. That went super fast. Okay, someone's asking what other Blab. Here's a link again for everybody else, and we'll be discussing essential oil safety. So thanks, guys. That went really quickly. If you have any other questions, please post them in the group. Thanks.